Alright guys, today I want to talk about mindset, one of the most important things in making your business, or basically your life, either a success or a failure. So we very often hear people have like these one-liners or these quotes about mindset, like, you know, I'm grinding when you're sleeping or whatever. And that's all fun and all, but actually mindset is so important. And there's been a lot of research that's been done into mindset, about mindset and how it affects people. And there's actually one part which I really believe in, and that's what I want to share with you guys today. And that's basically, and of course this is like the simplified version, that there's two mindsets which you can have. You either have a fixed mindset or you have a growth mindset. Now a lot of people these days actually have a fixed mindset, and a fixed mindset means that you believe that you're born with certain talents, and there's things you're good at and things you suck at. And if you're good at something, you're just good at it, so you don't have to put a lot of effort in it. And if you're bad, you'll stay bad in it. Now on the other side, we have the growth mindset, which basically says that you can learn anything you want, and you have to keep evolving, keep growing, and basically, of course, I mean, if you have the growth mindset, you still believe that certain people are better at certain things at the start, but you can always catch up with them, and you can always improve things. Now, the reason why this is important is because it really affects your life. Now, let me give an example of somebody with a fixed mindset. Now, when I was younger, I was really into tennis, and I watched a lot of tennis on TV, and there was this guy called John McEnroe. Now, John McEnroe was the #1 in the world at that point. He was a huge talent, but he really was the example of fixed mindset, because he felt that he was the best because he was born with talent. He didn't have to practice a lot, and if he lost, then it wasn't his fault. It was either the crowd or it was the referee. And I remember one time he was in the finals of one of the biggest tournaments, and he was up 2-0 in sets. He was going to win, and all of a sudden something changed, something snapped. He started screaming, yelling at the umpire, and he lost in the end. And he said, like, no, it wasn't me. It was one of the cameramen actually took off his headphones, and I heard people speaking through the headphones, and that's why I lost, because I couldn't focus anymore. So what I'm trying to say is that if that's the mindset you have, if it's really fixed, and if you believe if you believe that nothing is your fault, if something's failing, then you're always going to search for someone else to blame or something to blame. Now, with the growth mindset, failure isn't necessarily a problem, because you basically believe in the process. You might fail in the end. You might not make it the first time, but you've learned from it. So next time you try, you don't have to start here, but you actually start there. With a fixed mindset, if you fail, you failed, and you're a loser, and you don't want to lose your face, so you're actually gonna try and blame somebody else. Now, this is basically something that happens in all aspects of life. For example, you have businesses, and a business can have a fixed mindset as a business, which means everybody's good at something. So you have your own, you work at finance, you work at that, and everything has its thing. Few stars at the top normally, so few people who earn a lot of money because they're apparently better. While growth companies basically believe that people can learn. They invest a lot in education, in training their employees, and and the best case scenario is that somebody starts at the bottom. They train him, he enjoys it, he moves up all the way to the top. Now, what you actually see in those companies is the companies with a fixed mindset, so where everybody has his own little island. People don't really care about the company itself. They just do their thing, they go home at 5 o'clock, and that's it. On the other hand, when you have the growth mindset as a company, you will actually see that employees start to, they want the company to succeed. They want to grow as a company because, the company is investing in them, so they're giving back. So really, if you want your company to be a success, then make sure that you sort of support your people and really motivate them to learn and to grow as a person. Now, one other very important aspect is if you have the fixed mindset and you see somebody being successful, you're actually going to sort of hate them. You're going to be jealous, you're going to hate them. Whilst if you have the growth mindset, you'll actually see that you'll be happy for someone. If somebody is successful, you'll see them as an example and sort of as a way to learn from them and to make that into your own success. Now, a lot of research has been done, and the main question is it nature or is it nurture? Because let's be honest, if it's nature, then what can you do? So they did a test with 4-year-old kids, and they gave them a pretty hard puzzle to solve. Now, part of the children, they got annoyed, it's too hard, they didn't want to do it, and they just went away. Another part of the children actually enjoyed it. They failed, but they kept on trying, kept on improving, and at one point they actually made it, and they actually asked for a harder puzzle. So that basically says that part of this is born. So that's a problem. On the other hand, that does not mean that you cannot change it, and it does not mean that you cannot go from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset, because to be honest, you want to get into that growth mindset. Now the first step into changing that is to be really honest with yourself, to get a good self-image. Because I believe, and I did it to myself, I thought like, oh, I have the growth mindset, I'm happy if other people are successful and things are good. You have to be honest with yourself. And then once you've actually found that out for yourself, then it's time to try and make a change. Now, I read a lot of books, and if you've ever read the book Think and Grow Rich, you might actually recognize this. If you haven't read it, I'd say really read it. It's a bit of a weird book, but there's a shit ton of good information. So what you're going to do is you're going to write down 3 questions or 4 questions, which sort of are the fixed mindset, and then a couple of answers, which are the growth mindset. What you're going to do is you're going to read those questions every morning when you wake up, every evening before you go to bed. Because basically what happens is if you read something often enough, then your subconscious will start to believe it and things will start to change. So for example, fixed mindset would be like, why you're trying this, you have no experience. And then the answer would be from a growth mindset, like, no, but I'm eager to learn. I want to learn this, I want to improve. Fixed mindset would be like, yeah, but what if you fail? You'll be a loser. Because if you have a fixed mindset, you really think that people will think bad of you if you fail. The growth mindset would answer like, people fail all the time, it's fine, I will come back and I will improve. Another question for fixed could be, you have no experience. What are you thinking? You will never, you don't have the talent. And then you can say, but talent, look at top athletes. They work their asses off to have a peak performance, so they'll make it. So I know this has been getting kind of long, but it's because I really think it's important. Because as soon as you change your mindset to the growth and you actually believe that things can change, you can evolve as a person, then everything, not only your business, but as a person, so much will change. Think about relationships as a last example. If you and your partner actually think that we're fixed, we're just we're happy together, we fit together, and we don't have to change anything, then at some point things change, circumstances change, and trust me, that's when relationships fail. Well, if you have the growth mindset and you think, okay, we're really happy together, we're going to try to grow together, we're going to bring each other to a next level, that's really when you'll see that even that will become so much more successful and you will become happier. So guys, I'm sorry it's this long, but it's really something I wanted to share. So I hope this was of some value. I hope it makes sense. I hope you have, if you have questions, just write some comments below, send me a DM on Instagram, and let me know what you think. If you liked it, please subscribe, leave me a like. It really means a lot. And thank you so much. I'll see you guys next week.